The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Very good morning, everyone. We'll start the session in next 5 minutes. So I just wanted to know two quick things. Are you able to see my screen which say Tele Solution Recording Transaction? Number one. And is my voice audible to you? If you are able to hear me and if you're able to see my screen, kindly reply on the chat box. We'll start in next 5 minutes. So we'll wait for some more attendees and then we'll start the session. Hello, very good morning, everybody. It will take one more minute to say good afternoon. So our session was in afternoon, which is 12 p.m. So I'll just give a little brief about myself and why we are doing it, and a lot of things on that. So my name is Yusuf Merchant. I'm one of the employee working with Tele Solution. So as a tele company, to just give you a brief about the company, it's a 30 years old plus company. We have got a presence in all most of the countries. We are there in Asia. We there in it's as it's an Indian-based company, we are there in India, we are there in Asian countries like Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, Nepal. When you talk about Middle East and African country, we are there in Africa, we are there in anti-GCC countries, and we are adding more and more countries slowly and drastically. When you talk about our product, it fits. It's an FT accredited here in UAE. It's an Gazette accredited in Saudi, and we have got all the accreditation when it comes to ad compliances. So let's jump to the session once again. Very good afternoon, everyone. So the session is all about recording transaction. So prior to this, like an hour before, we had a session from one of my colleagues, Mr. Karan. So he gave you a brief about how to create a company, how to create a ledger and things like that. What I'll do is, if you can follow the slides, the next. So see, the slide which you are able to see currently, it says steps for using Tally. So there are four major steps how to use Tally. First is enabling features. Likewise, when you use a mobile phone, when you use any device, you need to enable it. So same likewise, it says enabling features. Second is defining masters. So for example, if you have got a mobile phone, you will turn it on. You'll say, yeah, you want to use a FaceTime if you have an iPhone, or you want to use a WhatsApp call, or you want to use a default audio call. So that is enabling a feature when you talk about mobile phones. Second, defining master, you'll create a contact number, friend, family, relative, groups, and things like that. Three is transaction. Like what will I'm just relating things with the personal life. Three is transaction. You'll do a transaction, you'll call somebody, you'll message them, and you'll have all the records. And fourth is report. Likewise, now when we link to the any business, enabling feature is enabling features. What features you wanted to use in the business. Second, defining master. It's nothing but uh, uh, charts of account, how to create a charts of account for the inventory and accounting. And fourth is transaction. So I'll jump to the product immediately. See, when you're able to see, so beautiful thing about Tally is Tally will never stop you creating multiple companies. So see, when I click on select companies, in the previous session, my colleague he has taken you through create company button, but now what I'll do is I'll click on select company. See, I've got multiple companies in my Tally. So what I've already created, I've created a company called transaction. So when I click on transaction, see, you're able to see the screen. When you link with the presentation, enabling features and defining master. So here on the left hand corner, there's a button called F11. It gives you accounting, inventory, and statutory features. So see, when you go to accounting feature, these were the features which has been already briefed by one of my colleagues. Okay, now it has an inventory statutory feature, and the second part is defining masters. It has two part, accounting and inventory. Accounting, it's like creating a charts of account. So when I navigate on the product, there is one alphabet which is getting highlighted all the time. So see, I'll go to D, and there's a one more option, list of account. When I click on this, it will give me a list of account. So see, I've created some charts of account. I've created sales account, I've created supplier UAE, I've created customer UAE. So defining the step number 2 is already been done. Okay, so what I'll do is, when we go to transaction in this stage, I'll show you how transaction will help you, like in the transaction, what you have to do. So just hold on. So see, on the transaction screen, the third point is transaction. So it has a two type of transaction, accounting and inventory. Anything related to inventory movement will be an inventory transaction. Anything related to your accounting, it will be accounting. So what I'll do is, so see, when I go to transaction, so let's take a real time example of a business. So if we start the business, what do? Initially, we put a money into the business. We add capital into the business. So what business will the entry will be receipt entry. So on the right hand side, you'll see one option. It says receipt. It says I've created a cash account. If you want, we can create a bank account. Say I'll create. So rag bank. So just to give you a highlight on this, see there's no bank account over here. So we are jumping from step number 3, from transaction to step number 2 and we are creating a ledger or a master item. So see, when I press the shortcut key is Alt C. So when I create, click on Alt C, the screen will come. I'll show you once again. When you go back, okay, when you are at when you come to the master accounting info, you go to ledger. When you create, see, it will give you the same screen which was before with the Alt C option. So what I'll do is I'll go to accounting info receipt. I'll press Alt C, same option as came. Rag bank will go under. It's a bank account. I'll say bank account and say I'll select a bank. Rag bank UAE. So set checkbook, yes. 1001. So I've created checkbook, check printing also, I'll say yes. And I've created the bank account. So what happens is, see, now the bank. So first thing, what is happening? Owner has invested some capital into the business. So what we'll do is we'll create a owner's capital. See here, there are some supplier, customer, VAT ledger, sales ledger, but there is no owner's uh, capital account. So what we'll do is same thing. Alt C, we'll create a capital account under capital account and we'll save it. So see, owner has invested 100,000 into the business and you can just write the narration. So say he has given by cash into the bank and we can just write the narration. Owner invest owner's capital. So when you record this transaction, it will be saved. You have a capital with you. Now you see first thing. So you have a you have a money in your bank now. There's a base. You have amount to do your business. So first thing we do is we'll do a purchase. So now when you do a purchase, it's very simple. Just on the right hand side, you can click the buttons. What type of transaction you have to do? I've seen when I click on sales, it will be a sales over here. When I click on purchase, it will be a purchase. So now say it's asking, so the transaction is happening on 1st Jan. So say I've got a supplier, say supplier has given me an invoice SUP0019. This is the supplier invoice number. Party, what is party, from whom we are buying? So we need to just see, we just need to browse what suppliers you have. We have a supplier called UAE. So when I click it and when you wanted to see how you have made this supply, you have to press control and enter to see how the supplier was made. Supplier is made made under sundry creditors. What is sundry creditors? It's your liability. If you talk about basic accounting term, debit what comes in, credit what goes out. So supplier will be your creditors and it's your liability. Where the supplier is, he's in UAE, Dubai. UAE is a country and Emirates is Dubai. I put his CRN number and saved it. So see, I've created the supplier and now what is this transaction? It's getting linked to purchase transaction. Now we are buying some inventory item. When I press spacebar, see, I've created some inventory items prior in the tally. So what I'll do is from this supplier, I'll be buying some iPhone, I'll be buying some iPhone 8, I'll be buying Samsung J7 and Note 10. So when I click on supplier, so see, it's giving me a description. So see, throughout the tally, there are two buttons. Like there's one button for the features from step number 3. This is step number 3. From here, you can jump to step number 1 and enable feature. And there's a button called F12, which is called configuration. So which can help you configure the screen. So when I click on configuration, so see, I was getting a description in the item, which I don't want as of now. I'll say no and save it. So see, I have no description. Initially, there was a description. Say I'm buying this 1,000 piece. The rate, what he has given me, say 3,000 dirham per piece. So now I'm buying an iPhone 8. I'm buying 1,000 piece of the same. Say that he has given me in 1,500. And now I'm buying Samsung Note 10. I'm buying this 1,000 piece. Say the rate is 2,000 dirhams, and I'm buying J7. So you just see, you can't, if you just type J7, it comes in. Say I'm buying this 1,000 piece, the rate is 700 dirhams, it gives me overall. But now there's a new thing in this. What happens? All of a sudden, supplier is saying, yeah, so we have got a new product, and there's a new model launched by Samsung. Do you wanted to buy it? So what will you do? You have to jump to step number 2, which is called uh, masters, inventory masters, and create an inventory item. We have created only 4 inventory. From here, if you wanted to jump, the shortcut key remains the same. We press Alt C. You'll go to it will bring you to a item creation screen. You can just write, say, note 11, 11, 12, and something like any code number under what group. You can say Samsung pieces and you can do that. Okay, but I'll stick with this inventory. On this, what supplier has charged, he has charged me VAT. So see, overall on entire item, it's calculating a lump sum amount of 36 uh, 36 and 3600 Okay, so when you go to tax analysis over here, it will give you on iPhone, this is the total amount. On that 5% is VAT. It's coming with overall amount with the VAT amount, and it says it's a domestic taxable purchase. So once you save this entry, you can just write narration, um, goods purchase. So we have got some goods with us. So now when I'll just give you a little brief about the thing. See, now what we have done. So again, I'll do a little recap. So initially you started with creating a company, defining masters, defining ledgers, then enabling features, disabling features, then we are at transaction. The fourth step is report. So see, when you have a capital in your business, when you press B, it will give you a capital account. It says 100,000 is your capital. Current liability, it is this much, because what you have done is you have got goods and credit. So overall, see, you see your current asset is this much, your cash in bank account is this much. It will give you in balance sheet. Likewise, when you go to stock summary, it will give you Apple and Samsung as a group. It's giving me a value. When you go to detail, it will give you a detailed one. It's giving me 1,000 piece of iPhone, 1,000 piece of iPhone 8, and other stock items. So now what we'll do is, so now first we have done a receipt entry. We have got capital in our business. Second, we have got we have purchased goods. Now we are good to go. Now we can sell it to our customers. So when we'll go to accounting voucher, so here we'll look for a option which is called sales. So now you are doing a sales, you have to change the date. If you want to change the date, F2, or you click on date, say it's a 2nd Jan. Okay, now see this sales reference number 1. So sales invoice number 1, we can change the invoice number as per your reference with prefix and suffix. Say transaction company TRN 001 to 2020, you can do that way. So I'll not put anything now. So we already have an invoice number. We are selling it to whom? We are selling it to a customer, UAE. Now, so when you have a customer, when you're selling it to customer, these are the order details. If you want to fill, you can fill it. I'll just keep it as of now, and I'll say sales account. So this sales is happening through sales account. So what you can do is to track in backend. You can say B2B sales, customer to customer sales, and like that. So I've created one common ledger sales account. Now what I'm selling? Say I'm selling him iPhone 10. So iPhone 10, I'm selling him 200 piece. So now for the first time, Tally will not give you. It's the first transaction. It will not give you a rate on this. So if you wanted to see rate of the stock item, how will you find it? So there is a button called here on the right hand side, stock query. When you click on it, it will give you on the previous purchase from where you have bought. It will give you a standard cost of this item. Okay. So what I'll do is I'll put, see, we have bought it for 3,000. I'm selling it for 3,500, and say I'm selling this iPhone 8. I'm selling this 200 piece to him. Again, I don't know stock price. It's 1,500. I'll send it for 1,800. Now I'll be selling him note 10. Note 10 also 100 piece. Stock query. You see, it's 2000. I'm selling it for 2300. And J7 100, say 300 piece. And stock query, the rate was 700. Say I am selling it for 900. Okay. And on this, you see, the entire, it's calculating entire numbers. When you go here, when you click on, when you type VAT or when you press spacebar, you can select the VAT ledger and you can see it says this is the amount. One more thing, when we go to tax analysis, we'll click on this, it will say domestic taxable supplies. So how this is coming? This is coming when we have created a supplier. We have created the supplier under country UAE and Emirates Dubai. So it says it's a domestic taxable supplier. Just in case if this supplier was made, if the supplier was in Bahrain, so this screen here, tax analysis would have shown you VAT amount would have not come. It would have shown you it's a intra GCC taxable supplies. So I'll finish this transaction. So now we can put the narration over here. Goods sold, and credit. Now you want to see an invoice. How your invoice look like when you click on print option from here. Sorry. So when you click a print from here, it will give you a print preview. So see, this is how your invoice look like. So it gives you a part number if you wanted to configure this again. If I have told you already, when you print, whenever you want to configure anything, you have to click on configuration. You can enable, disable this options, and you can start using it. Now there are multiple format: bilingual, English, Arabic. There's an invoice format too. When you see the format has changed, it gives you a VAT amount, which and it gives you customer, salesman signature, everything. If you wanted to disable, enable anything in here, we can do that. So say we have sold some goods. Now let's jump to the second part of this. So see, as we were talking, so again, step number 1 was enabling features. Step number 2 is defining masters. Step number 3 is transaction. Now again, while doing a transaction, you'll get to know. Now while doing a transaction, you'll say I need to have define a process for a purchase order. Then you receive the good. Then then a supplier gives you purchase entry. You'll ask me question: is it possible to in Tally? Yes, it's possible. So what you can do is, when you are at, so currently you see in transaction it says accounting vouchers, inventory vouchers. On this, so to enable any features, we have to go to F11. So F11, inventory info. See, there is an order processing. Say enable purchase order and enable sales order. So what I'll do is I'll enable this. Yes, I'll enable this. Yes. And there is one more option: use tracking numbers, enable for delivery and receipt note. So this is also important when you wanted to use delivery note and receipt note. So what I'll do is I'll make this yes also, and I'll save it. So what has happened now? You see, there's a new button which has came in existence, which is called order vouchers. Before it was not there. Before it was only accounting and inventory info. Now we have an order voucher. So when you go to order voucher, likewise. So see, I'll just, and one more thing. So when you navigate on the product, when you click D and daybook, it will give you a all daybook transaction. So I'll just change the date. I'll just go here. I'll change the period. I'll put blank and say. So just to do a little recap, it says first entry was capital, second was the purchase, and it has a very beautiful feature which is called drill down. From daybook, when you click enter, it will take you to the transaction. Any report, whenever you are, when with the click of button, it will take you to the depth of that report, depth of that transaction. So say we are at, so you are at balance sheet. You want to see like there is a capital in my business. From where did I get it? You press enter, it will say capital account. Press enter, it was happened in January. You press enter, it has linked to this. When you press enter, this is the transaction. Now, before doing this, I'll just show you what happens is there's a contra entry. What is a contra entry? When you have a money in bank and you use it for a daily purpose as a cash balance, you have to transfer money from bank to cash. So what I'll do is I'll do that entry, then we'll come to order voucher. I'll go to, so I am at transaction again. There's a button called contra. So what is happening here? So rag bank to cash. So I'll put 10,000. So it should be so it's coming in cash via rag bank, and I'll say 10,000. You see, it was 100,000. Now if you put 10,000, it has become 90,000. So I'll say it was others, and you have got the money. End of list, cash, bank to cash. So you have received from bank to cash, and we have saved the transaction. Now you see, when you see the reports again, daybook, you have a contra entry where you have a cash balance. Again, when you see a cash ledger, you'll see 10,000 as an opening balance in that. Perfect. Now what we'll do is we'll go to order voucher. So first, let's talk about one process. So now let's do a sales first. We will create. There's a supplier. There's a customer who is buying goods from us. So first we need to send him a sales order. Then what we'll do is we'll deliver the goods to him. Then we'll raise a sales invoice. Okay. But after post that, what happens is you receive the money from the customer, and if you do a purchase, it happens in a revised thing. So let's do a order voucher. So see, it gives me it has a two option: sales order and purchase order. If I click on sales order, so if I click on purchase order, it will become a purchase order. If I click
Yusuf,
on sales order,
sorry to interrupt. Yusuf, sorry to interrupt.
Yeah.
One of the participant is asking you to go a bit slow. Thank you.
Okay. Fine. Sorry for inconvenience. I'll just go a little slow again. So we have done one transaction, which was a contra entry. We have transferred money from bank to cash. Now we have done multiple transactions. We have done a receipt entry. We have done a purchase entry. We have done a bank transfer, and we have done a customer. We have done a sales. Now what we are doing is we have enabled the features from F11. F2 inventory features. We have enabled order processing, enable purchase order, enable sales order, and we have used it. We are using a tracking number for delivery note and receipt note. Okay. So once you enable this, we'll get a new button which is called order vouchers. So once we go to order vouchers, first thing we'll do one sales order. We'll complete the entire cycle. Okay, so say we were using this customer before, we'll create a new customer. How to create? The same option, Alt C. When we press this button, it will take me to what Tally is doing. When you talk about flow, it is taking me to gateway of Tally. From gateway of Tally, it's going to masters. Below master, it's going to accounting info. Then it's going to ledger, and then it's bringing to a ledger creation screen. So I'll say new customer. I'll say UAE. Customers are what? Your sundry debtors. Debtors they are your asset. You will be receiving the money. What default credit period? Say 30 days. New customer, he is in UAE. Say now I'll say he's in Fujairah, and all the detail. TRN number. Say I'll just put some TRN number as of now, and I'll save this, and it's done. So it's a new customer. So I'm doing a purchase order. Now you can put a sales order. Now you can put the order number. You can define the order number in this also, but I'll just write it manually. Sales order 001, and it's getting tagged to sales account. Now what are we doing? What are we selling? Say we have iPhone 10, due date, and say quantity. Say we will put around 200 quantity again based on the previous sale. So now you don't have to go back and check at the stock query. Based on your previous sale, it will give you a prefill rate. If you want to change, you can do that. In the advanced lectures, if you see, there are a lot of things. You can set a price list for your customers and things like that. You can do that also. when I'll go say 200 piece, so it's there here. Now say so iPhone 10, 8, say this also 200 piece, automatically the rate will get pre-filled. Say I'm selling this Note 10 100 piece, this is the rate, and J7 I'm selling this 50 piece and 900 is the previous rate. If you want, you can change. What I'll do is I'll change the date. Now say date is 3rd. So on the transaction we are here, on this we'll be charging VAT. So now what we have done is we have created a sales order. Based on the sales order, what we'll do is we'll deliver the good to him, then we'll raise a sales invoice. Now you will be having a question, any software, what happens if you raise a sales order? This sales order should get converted to delivery note. That delivery note should get converted to your sales invoice, and same amount you need to collect from the customer. So see here, this is the total amount, and say we'll just, if you want, you can write the notation and you can accept the end. Okay. Likewise, I'll just show you once again if you want to print this. So see, this is how the print will look. It says sales order. If you want, you can change the title. It says due date and all the details, and this is the amount. So you can just set settings in the transaction also. Whenever you print it, when you save it, it should get automatically printed, or later on you can print it. So as of now, we have disabled that option is not enabled in currently. If you want, you can enable and you can start using it. So once we have it, now what kind of transaction? So first we have done a sales order. So we go to date book, we have done a sales order. Okay, now when we go to what is the second transaction, now currently the inventory is still with you. You have just created a sales order. When your inventory goes out, what is the voucher will you be, if you go directly, if you do sales, your inventory get deducted. But if you want to follow a process of delivery note and delivery note and the receipt note, you have to go to inventory voucher. Here there is an option called delivery note. Okay, so you will be delivering goods. So you click on delivery note, reference number you can put. Say now the catch over here is it will track the number with the customer's name. So with this customer, when you click, it will over here list of orders. So there is an order called SO01 which we have put manually, which was done on 3rd Jan. So just 2 minutes. I'll just do a delivery note. I'll change the date. I'll make it 4, and now new customer sales order. Now I'll put, if you want to put all the details, terms of delivery, dispatch, you can write. It will be done and payment of the carrier will be paid by you, destination, and you can put other details and you can save this. So you see it pre-fills the entire data which was made in the sales order. What you can do is if you have a partial delivery order, so what happens, say you have today you have only iPhone 100 piece, in the second delivery note you can add the 100. So for one sales invoice you can select 2 delivery notes. What I'll do is I'll keep everything as it is and I'll save this transaction. So once everything is saved, it's done. Okay, after this is done, so what we have done, we have set the delivery note. Secondly, now again when you talk about the process, sales order has been done, we have delivered the goods. Third thing, you will raise an invoice. So what will you do is you'll go to accounting vouchers. Here we'll click on sales. Now it automatically the number of the sales invoice has got changed. We'll give the reference. The moment we select the new customer, it will give you this tracking number. When you go here, say delivery number is this, it's tracking the sales order, and when you save this sales order, or it will give you a pre-fill of everything. So when you save this and you press enter. So as my colleague in the previous session he told, that you can there is only 4 you can use tally with the arrow key, enter, spacebar, escape, and it can be done. When you save this, it's the sales has been done. So now again we'll just I have a habit of doing a lot of recap in the session. The step number one, so by the end of the session you should be very clear with the features. See, step number one, enabling features. Step number two is defining master. Step number three is transaction. Step number four is report. So we are here from transaction, we have jumped to inventory features. So when you see the slide which I am referring to, when you are at accounting base, so when you're doing accounting based transaction, you're jumping to accounting features. When you're jumping to accounting masters, creating a supplier ledger, from here you can define the ledgers also. Once this I'll go back to the product again. So now what we have done a sales. We have done two sales transaction, one purchase transaction. Say now your stocks. Now you see your stock has gone down. Stock value has come down. You have a less stock. If you wanted to get again a stock, now we'll buy. This time we'll do a purchase with respect to the order process. So what I'll do is, so what I'll do is, first thing, we'll go to order voucher. We'll go to purchase order. I'll put the party name. Just hold on. Just hold on. Just 1 second. Hello. Yeah. So mistakenly I got muted. Yeah. So now we are at the purchase order. So the moment, same thing, the flow goes like that. You will be doing a purchase from the party. Say I'll be doing the purchase from the same supplier UAE, and see, all the details of the supplier will come. This time I'll put the supplier order PO-01. Okay. What is it? It's a purchase. Now this time I'll be purchasing iPhone. Say iPhone I'll be buying, say 100 piece. It gives you a pre-fill detail. Now say this time when I'm buying less, he's giving me the more rate. I've got iPhone 8. Say I'm buying this 100 piece. Initially the rate was 1500. Say when I'm buying less quantity, he's giving me more rate. Now you are buying Note 10. Say I'm buying this 100 piece, 2000 was rate. Now he's giving me 2050. I'm just putting the rate to see how some reports you'll get, what profits you're getting, and J7. So this I'll be buying 700 pieces. The rate will be 650, and on this he is charging me VAT. So this is not the purchase. The goods are not with us till now. We are just raising a purchase order. When you save it, you can write the narration and you can save this. So once this is done, say on when you go to inventory vouchers, say it's 5th of the month. So say on the 5th of Jan, you have received the goods. So what is it? Receipt note. So you have to go to F9. You have to click on this. You put some reference, say supplier UAE. You have clicked on the same purchase order, and say it's tagging to purchase, and it's giving you a pre-fill detail which was before. So it gives you exactly the same purchase order which you have raised before. It gives you exactly same on and on this he has charged you VAT, and you save the transaction. Now the moment we raise a purchase entry, the moment we click on purchase, so now we have the process is we have raised a purchase order, we have received the good. Now supplier will give you a purchase invoice. So what happens in this, at times if you feel if things are rejection in, rejection out, that we'll cover in an advanced topic. But see, the grade buttons, rejection in, rejection out, you can just do it. You can, if you receive less goods, you can do that. The purchase invoice can be settled accordingly. So when I go back, I go to accounting info. I'll click on purchase. Okay, it's a second purchase. First purchase we bought it from on the day one, first Jan. Fifth purchase in the on this based on the purchase order. So on this, the moment I'll click select the supply UAE, I'll just get to know what is the receipt number. It's tagged with the receipt number with the purchase order, and you see the entire entry will come here. Based on that, you can just write the narration received invoice, and you can save this, and it will be done. So now I'll just take you back and see. I'll show you a stock summary. I'll just press button S from my keyboard. It will open my stock summary. When I go to detail from here, it will give me, this is the stock item. See, J7 has increased. The moment you go drill down, you press enter January, it will give you sales, purchase, all the transaction. So likewise, now you have to pay money. So what I'll do is we'll do two different type of sales transaction, three different type of sales transaction. Then we'll do a receipt entry via check and all those. You will be receiving money from the supplier. You will be paying it to your. You will be receiving money from your customer. You will be paying it to your supplier via bank. We'll take that transaction and I'll show you outstanding report as well. But first we'll do two transaction. For three transaction for sales, I'll show you all. So again, when you're at gateway of tally, you press V button, or you come to this this button and press enter, or you see there's alphabet V which has got highlighted. Click on this, it will be done. Now what we this time we're not following the entire sales purchase process. We'll do a direct sales, and I'll show you how to jump. So from here, so in the transaction from the accounting based transaction, how to jump to this features, step number one. So I just highlight that. So we have already done from here, we have jumped to defining masters. From here we'll jump to enabling features. So now first thing we'll just click on sales. See, automatically the sales number has changed. Say we are doing sales to a customer UAE. There's no tracking number, nothing. So we are doing sales. So now there is a new scheme which is run by your company. If you buy, you are giving a discount. So if you buy 10 mobile phone, if you buy 100 mobile phone, you'll get one free. So you'll see, you'll come to me and say that there's no feature like that in Tele. How to do that? It's a simple setting. Say what I'll do is from here, from any screen you can. So just let me change the date first. Say it's 6/10. I'm here, sales, and now say I'm selling iPhone 10. The scheme is if you buy 10, you'll get if you buy 12, you'll get one free. So currently you are not getting that facility. Excuse me. So what I'll do is, so there's no free item like buy 10 and bill for something else. You have to go to F11 features. You have to go to inventory features and go through all the features. So you, with the name itself, you'll get to know. So say storage, so general storage and classification. In that, maintain multiple go rounds, maintain stock categories, maintain batch, and use separate actual and bill quantities. This is what we are looking for. So when I go here, when I press yes and I save it, what will happen? See, iPhone 10. So actual and bill is the same amount. So what I'll do is I'll go here, say the moment anybody who buys 50, I'll give one. So actual will be the person buys 50 will bill it for 49. Okay, and the rate remains the same. Or you, if you want, you can change the rate 599 like that. Then again, when you're selling iPhone 8, if he is buying 100, you will be billing for 99. The rate remains the same. Now on the same background, J7 on this, say 100 quantity, bill is 90. So I see we have more quantity of this. Say we are selling this 500, will bill it for 490. The rate remains the same. So see, the numbers are getting changed accordingly. And note 10, say we are selling 50, billing for 49, the rate accordingly as per 49 it will change. On this we are charging back to the customer, it will be charged accordingly. So what I have tried to highlight is, from when you stick to the steps, you will be understanding the concept. So tomorrow, if you wanted to see a lot of things, so you can learn, you can call us anytime. We have a toll-free number, there's a help button, but the basic check what you can do is from here you can enable, disable, read, and you can learn by yourself. So I've saved this transaction. Likewise, this one sales transaction, now I'll do one more sales transaction where you will be using a discount. Say the date is 7th. Now you are giving it to a new customer, okay, and now you don't want actual and bill. You don't want this on your invoice. You say you wanted to give an invoice on. You wanted to give a discount on the invoice. Like if you buy 50, you'll get 2%, 3%, like that. So what you have to do is you have to go back on F11 features, and you have to click on this F2, or you have to click on inventory. Here you just disable this, and invoicing part, enable invoicing, use debit note, credit note. There's an option, use separate discount column in invoices. You make this yes, and you save this. So now you see that actual and bill has changed to quantity, rate, per, and discount percentage. So we'll do entry. See, now we are selling. See, we'll be selling iPhone 10, say 100 piece. Rate will be same, and I'm giving 2% discount on this. So automatically it will calculate the discount and amount will come here. When you give iPhone 10 over here, say I'm selling 200 piece, I'm giving 1% discount. On this J7, I'll be selling 300 quantity, 999, and the discount is 5%. Likewise, note, I'll be selling 400 piece and I'll be giving 2% discount, and on this I'll be charging VAT. So automatically the discount will come. Again, if you print this invoice, it will give you with discount number, discount it will come. It gives you a discount percentage, discount amount, and overall amount, total piece, everything. See, there's a part number which I don't want, which is already enabled. If I don't want, I'll go to print. I'll go to configuration F12 from here. So what you don't want, part number, you look for a part number, enable part number. It's if it is not here, there is one more. Press F12 once again. I'll press F12 once again. See, there is an so here at the end item details, it says print part number. If I say no, and if I save this, if I go to my invoice, see, now you see the changes, the part number has gone off. Okay, and you can save this invoice, and this is that. Now we'll do a third type of invoice, which will be a service invoice. So a lot of company, they're selling mobile phone. See, this is just a mobile phone, but when it comes to a company who are into all service sales, so what will you be doing? So currently it says, so in this invoice, say I'll change the date, I'll save it. So now the moment if I wanted to raise a sales invoice for the service, so how will I do it? So nothing, you have to, there's a one button on the right hand side says accounting invoice. When you click on this, it will be a direct service invoice. So what I'll do is I'll say invoice number 1, you're giving it to a customer. And now what are you doing? So either you can create one service ledger under sales. So what I'll do is, again, I'll press Alt C, I'll jump. So again, from here, from transaction, I'm jumping to the step number 2 and adding one more ledger, say service. It will be under head sales, taxable, and here I'll put it as service and save. So now you will be saying, yeah, but what service you're giving? I want some description. Very simple. How to add a description? It's a configuration. You have to look for a configuration button from Tally, from that screen. When you press configuration here, you have to look for provide additional description in ledger. When you go here, when you press yes, and when you save it, see here. So mobile repair service. And if you want, you can add multiple line here. You can write anything what you want and say, then you will come, yeah, if you will write amount of 10,000. So you are raising a invoice of 10,000. On this, you will be charging back. Automatically, it will come. Again, tax analysis, it will give you a domestic taxable supplies. 500 is in. And from here, if you want, you can print. You can see the invoice from here. It has tally automatically as per the item. If you have created an invoice like that, it will come. So now you'll be amazed here. It's only saying service, but I have written some description on this. I want that also. It's very simple. When you click on print option, when you go to configuration from here, and you have to look for description, like what description you have put, you have to just enable that. So you just print a simple format, print quantity, separate column, actual rate, amount, quantity on invoice, additional description on the item is yes, but we are looking for additional description in the ledger. It is not coming, it's not here. So you press one more time F12. Now it says print additional description from the ledger, make it yes here, and you make yes and save it. Now you see in the invoice it will come. You see, service mobile repair service 10,000. Okay, so now with this we have covered most of the things. So now what we have covered, we have done some purchase, we have done purchase with order purchasing, we have done a contra entry. So I'll just go to daybook. I'll go to display and daybook. I'll change the period. See, we have done a receipt entry, we have done a purchase entry, we have done a contra entry, we have transferred money from bank to cash. Then for the new customer, we did one sales. For new customer, we did a sales order. Then we receive a delivery note. We did a purchase order. We did a purchase receipt note. We did 3 type of sales. One with the actual and bill quantity. See here, actual and bill quantity. Then we did one sales with the discount. Then we did a one last thing with the service. Now, very important, how will you be receiving the money? How will you be checking the outstanding, and how Tally takes care of all those records? So say from the display, there are two things. Directly you can jump to the transaction, you can see the report. You can directly jump to the transaction, you can see the outstanding, and you can do that. That is one. Secondly, if you want to see outstanding, I can show you that also. You go to display, statements of account, outstanding, say you receivables. So on this receivables, these are the receivable. Nothing has been overdue because we are at 8. We have given every customers, we have given a 30 days credit period. Say if today last transaction was passed on 31st or 1st February, it would have given me the overdue date. So now what I'll do is, say today, consider today is a 1st February and we are receiving some money from a customer. So what I'll do is I'll receive money via cash also and via bank also. I will be seeing it, how things will be moving over here. So now I'll go back to the transaction, accounting, vouchers. Here, what are we doing? We are getting money from a supplier. Very simple. You click on the receipt entry. You have to select where you are getting. You are getting it in bank or cash. So say you are getting it in bank. Say which customer is giving you money. Say this customer UA is giving me money. So this is the outstanding. So say he is giving me 250066. Some I have taken an odd amount against what? So against there are two bills. Tally can adjust it accordingly against what bill is that. So just we can relate this with an example. When we when things were manual, people used to check, like, yeah, you're giving you go to grocery store, you have outstanding with that person, you give 1,000 rupees to him or 1,000 dirhams, he'll use that money against what all bills you have and clash it accordingly. So see, I'm against this bill, full amount, against this bill, this partial amount, and it's done. So what I'll do first, I'll change the date to 1st February. So against what bill I have received the money. You can write the narration over here, and if the customer wants print of it, you can give a print. You can just add a logo against what bill it will give. All the details are here, and you can save this. So once this is done, so you will be receiving in e-fund transfer. And if he is giving you by a check, if he is giving you by a check, you can just write check Didi. You can write the bank from which bank he is given. Say this bank he has given, and all check numbers and details accordingly it will come. On 1st February you will receive the money. Now accordingly, now I'll show you the report on outstanding. We'll go to display, statements of account, outstanding, say receivables. So when you go to detail from here, it receivables. So see overdue. This is the overdue for this customer is on 3rd Feb. For this all invoices at 6 and 7 Feb respectively. Now we are receiving some money on some other date from all new customers, and we'll record that. Then we'll do a payment to a supplier, and then we'll have a Q&A session. So we'll go again. So what I'm pressing escape button to go back, enter button to get in, escape. Again gateway of tally. This is the main screen of tally. Again, see, I'll change the date. Say it's 6 February. I'm receiving this time. I'll be receiving money in cash. Okay, so you see, cash balance is how much? Currently, your cash balance is 10,000. You'll be receiving money from your new customer. The moment you click the new customer, this is the total outstanding. Say he's giving you 3301 400. This is the amount you have got. So again, he has got 4 bills. So now how nicely Tally will adjust things. So this is the for one sales entry we did. The second one is via sales order, and third one is a service invoice. So against this invoice full amount, against this invoice full amount, against this invoice I have received this. So again there is still some balance left. You have received this balance. So see, the moment we select this, your cash balance is increased. And when you go back, you accept it, you have received the money. Now when you go back, you go to again display, statements of account, outstanding, receivables. See, your receivable has gone down. So it has gone down, and one invoice has a due date of 1 day. Now likewise, receivable, payables, you see these are your payables. So you can pay money to your supplier, and you can do it. So what we'll do is we'll do 2 entries, one with cash and one with a check for the same supplier, and I'll show you how it will work. So again we'll go to gateway of tally, we'll go to vouchers, we'll go on payment. Now first we'll do, say we were doing payment via check. To whom? Say supplier UAE. This is the total outstanding. Say I am giving to him around 7740,260. I'm just putting random amount to see how Tally will adjust the transaction with the precise of fills also. So on this, on 1st Jan, on this invoice this much, on this invoice this amount has been adjusted. You see, bank there is a credit balance, but so we are giving, so we'll give the check or PDC check to the supplier. So we are giving it via check. Instrument date we'll keep it for 20th. So we'll just keep it for, if you're giving a post dated, we have to click on post dated transaction. But I'll just pass this transaction with the negative balance and I'll save it. So the moment, so it gives you one more thing, it gives you a remark over here when you have a negative balance in your account. You save this, it's done. You can print the check. If you have to put the check according into the tray, and you can print the check. So we have done the payment. We'll do one more payment, cash payment to the supplier. Say I am giving him 50,000 against this bill, and I'll save this and it will be done. Now one more entry will do. Now you have a lot of cash balance. When you select cash, you have a lot of cash. Now what we have to do is one entry which we did from bank to cash. Now cash to bank will do it. We'll click on Contra. Okay. Now from here you'll select rank. You're from you're putting you're giving money. You're putting money in the bank. So you just go to rag bank. You go to cash, and from here you select rag bank and you put some 5100, and against this we are depositing a check and you can save this. So again your cash will come down, it will be there. Likewise, we've taken a lot of transaction today, and which will, if you practice and if you see so much of transaction we have done. So, now see if you have any questions with related to any of this thing, please go ahead and ask us. We can solve all your questions. If you have anything and any questions related to anything in the transaction, we will happily help you in that. And these sessions are very good for learning. As we these days we have a lot of free time. As we are working from home, we can utilize this by using uh, using it on learning a software. Secondly, Tally, when you talk about the product, it's a complete ERP. It has a lot of things in it. It has a payroll. It has a cost center. There are so many things. Slowly, we'll take this speed. So now it was a second session for the day. We have done a lot of transaction. Now, if you have any question, please go ahead and ask us. Any questions? Anybody has any questions? So post this session, we'll be sending one survey to all the attendees on your email. Kindly give us a feedback. If you have any feedback, please give it to us. If you want us to take any new things, you can give it to us. If there's any inquiry, please let us know. Give us a feedback on this. And if you wanted to learn new things, if you wanted to, you have a doubt on something, please get in touch with us. Post this session, we can connect one-on-one if you required. We can clear your doubts also.
Yusuf, one of the
Yes, Raghu.
customer asked to demonstrate about stuck query, top buyers and top seller. Just demonstrate this.
Okay. Statements of inventory. So just hold on. I'm just looking. Okay, we have that report, stock query. So see, the report is very simple. You have to go to display. You have to go to inventory books, statements of inventory, stock query. You have to select any stock. Say iPhone 8. Say I'll select iPhone 10. On the right hand side, you'll see one option. It says top buyers and top sellers. The moment you click on this, you'll get to know that who are your top buyers, and you can select the period, quarterly, on value. On the you can keep the period. And these are your top buyers based on the stock they have bought. Any other questions, sir?
Yeah, no more questions.
Okay, thank you so much, Raghu sir. Thank you so much for everyone who has attended. If you have any feedback, please give it to us. Thank you.
The next section, you can invite them.
Yeah, so we have a next session by 4 p.m. So we have already sent you a link on that. So if you wanted to see if you wanted to attend, kindly register and please do attend. So the session, so slowly it's a report on MIS reporting. So the question which was asked now on top sellers and buyer, will that session will take an extensively on reporting, how to see reports, a lot of report, how to see profitability on the stock, and there's so many reports. So that will be only on the reports, the step number 4, which is only reports. So if we have all this transaction, on this transaction, what are the reports, we'll show it to us. So please do attend. Thank you.